Hi everyone, Simon here to tell you about Tenpin Toolkit version 2.5, and it's all about the comparison charts in the bowling ball arsenal tool. People sharing these charts on social media kind of blew up recently, and it took me completely by surprise. So after talking to lots of you and getting lots of feedback, I went away and completely rebuilt the whole charts feature to make them way more flexible. I've incorporated lots of other metrics, plus data that's more relevant to the balls in your own bags than factory numbers might be. But first, we're starting here in the ball library, where we're filtering by available balls released this year. This is the original RG versus diff comparison, but you'll now see extra guidelines and labels, and highlighting a ball now brings up these red guides also. One issue some of you raised is that when, for example, you have something like a very high RG spare ball, it can skew the chart. Many of you have been setting filters to hide these balls, or even temporarily removing them from your own bags to work around it. And who really wants to mess around doing all of that? So now, a simple pinch gesture can focus in on the area you want. And it's directional, so you can scale each axis individually. If you just want to spread out the diffs, for example, spread your fingers horizontally and then scroll left to right with one finger. The other most common feedback has been around the fact that RG and diff are only one part of the puzzle. What about all the other things that affect your choice of ball? Well, you might notice that the close button has moved into the top bar here, and is now joined by the chart settings to customize the axes exactly how you want. Just tap on a button for each axis to choose which value you want to use. So now, as well as RG and diff, we can create charts based on brand, cover type, surface, intermediate diff, release date, and a few others that we'll get to when we head over to bags in a minute. Let's pick release date, and the chart updates, showing a breakdown of the balls released in January, February and March. We can change the horizontal axis too, say to cover type, or maybe we want to see the different cover types versus brands. So let's change the vertical axis again, like so. And maybe we want to zoom in on the vertical axis a bit to see all the brands more clearly. We can swap axes with a tap in the middle here, if we think that that might work better. And below is the history of recent combinations we've used, which we can jump back to with a single tap. So lastly, let's head over to a bag where I've added some balls with a load of additional information. Load up the chart, and you'll notice that a few other combinations have been revealed in the history. In the axis selector, we've got additional options now for flare amount, number of games, and purchase date. And each of those indicates how many balls have that information available to be shown on the chart. So we could pick surface versus flare amount, which is the measurement between the furthest oil rings on your ball. Maybe we'd like to see number of games versus purchase date. We can jump to a combination from our history, like flare versus cover type, or back to RG versus diff. Much like a real physical tool set, I've always seen Tenpin Toolkit as something that bowlers can use in ways that I never even thought of. So I'm really excited to hear about how you all use these new chart features, what ways of comparing different metrics you find to be the most useful, and what other things you'd like to see in the future. So please do let me know. And that's the updated charts in version 2.5. It's out now, and as usual you should find your device updates automatically sometime over the next few days. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can do that via the website at www.tenpintoolkit.com, or come and find me on Instagram and Twitter as Tenpin Toolkit, all one word, or search for Tenpin Toolkit on Facebook. Thanks for watching, and bowl well.